Hello, football fans. Is that I'm tallhydra5, and now I'm gonna do the picks for week 2. As you see, if some of you may know that there was a game on Thursday I did not do. I don't tend to do Thursday night games unless I post to YouTube on Wednesday or record Wednesday. Unless that happens, I'm not gonna do the Thursday games. So today I just have the Sunday games. So for first matchup we have today is Tampa Bay Bucks, New York Giants. Giants, I picked it last week, couldn't get the job done. Bucks, my favorite team, I picked them last week. They did get the job done. They beat the Panthers pretty convincingly and proved that they are back. They're hungry. They want the Super Bowl. They want to go to the Super Bowl. Giants, they're home this week, so they have home field advantage, though I'm not sure it might matter or not. This game will be indeed very close, though I believe the Bucks are going to come on top because they seem to be more solid put together and they seem more hungry than the Giants who won the Super Bowl last year. Next matchup is the Jets and the Steelers. These two teams have really good defenses. The Steelers, the Jets demolished expensive Bills defense. Even though the Steelers and Ravens have really good defenses. I mean, I'm a firm believer in that defense is really important in winning games. Mark Sanchez had a real test today against the Steelers defense, and the player who couldn't play in the high altitude now is able to play because it's at a normal altitude. So this game, I'm going to take the Steelers. They seem to have better defense, and I'm not sure how Sanchez will do against a good Steelers defense that's been perfected over years and years. Next matchup is going to be a pretty obvious pick. Cardinals, Ravens. Oops. I messed up there. Cardinals and Patriots. Sorry about that. Patriots or Ravens. The Cardinals will probably get beat. I mean, they're AFC West. The only team that's good in the AFC West is the 49ers. And the Patriots, they got Tom Brady. He may have broken his nose, but he's fine. So Tom Brady will probably be playing today, and then that'll lead to probably the Patriots demolishing the Cardinals. That's probably how it's going to end up going. So I'm picking the Patriots in this one. Next matchup, Andrew Luck and the Colts versus Peterson and the Vikings. Peterson looked pretty impressive last week, running over the Jacksonville. He proved that he had near the middle of last season. Not affecting him at all. He looks pretty good. Colts, Andrew Luck was a bit of a disappointment. Well, to everybody else, I knew he wasn't gonna explode on the scene and completely demolish whoever he was playing. I forget. I think it was the whatever. Point is, they lost last week. Apologize, I forgot that. But usually, Luck's a pretty good passing quarterback, and I'm expecting maybe the Vikings get a little cocky. They won something for once, and now I believe that the Colts Luck's going to be hungry to prove himself, and I believe the Colts in the upset are going to beat the Vikings. Up next, an NFC South matchup between the Saints and the Panthers. Not take anything away from RG3. The Saints did not play that well last week. RG3 played extremely well. I'll get to that later. But the Saints to work on their defense a bit. their offense still pretty good. They're able to score to keep the because Redskins kept scoring to keep the Saints from winning. Panthers, they played my Bucks last week. Didn't look that impressive. Didn't try his best. It wasn't like last year. He like exploded on the scene. He had this like huge rookie passing game, and like 300-something yard passing game. Oh, like 400. But it seems that I'm not, and plus Smith and yeah, the chances are getting some of their people back, but they might not be 100%. And I think the Saints, they're looking to take back from that embarrassment they had last week. So this time, I'm gonna go with the Saints over the Panthers. Next game, Chiefs, Bills. Bills. You spent a lot on that defense. What happened? Just like mauled them last week in their defense, and the Bills managed to score 24 points, but just scored 40, so they still lost. Chiefs. Castle, he's pretty good. I remember like back when Brady had that season-ending knee injury the first week, ironically against the Chiefs. Yeah, Castle took over. He got 11-5. Sadly, I don't think that they made the playoffs. I don't think so. Or did they? But they didn't get far. But Castle, he's really good. Chiefs are getting some people back this week. And Bills, I think their defense is a little bit overrated. That they expected because they spent a lot of money to get a really good defense. That obviously wasn't the case. They got mauled by the Jets. And an upset, it'll be a close game. But an upset, I'm picking the Chiefs over the Bills. Next pick is a match between two pretty good teams. You have an explosive defense in the Ravens, which are one half my Super Bowl pick this year, and the Eagles. Eagles, Vic threw 4 interceptions against the Browns. Really? Against the Browns. Now they're facing our NFC North and the North team and the Ravens, who actually have a good defense. They really held up Dalton and the Bengals last week. Obviously, I'm gonna go with the Ravens because of their defense, and Vic, he's still probably getting used to his jacket, and he's probably not as explosive. I remember that he like came for Cole, and he was explosive, and then a bunch of people drafted him in fantasy. Yeah. I don't think Vic will have that explosive a year this year. So I'm going to take the Ravens on this one. Next matchup pits the Raiders, Dolphins. Both 0-1, both wanting to win. Dolphins, they got beat 30-10. They had a lead, and they just blew it. They had like 10-0 lead, and they blew it really, really badly. Raiders had a little bit of bad luck against Chargers Monday night. Raiders could possibly do good. They kept screwing up, making mistakes. If they avoid the mistakes, they can beat the Dolphins real easily. So, even if they have, it's good that if they're able to avoid the mistakes, they'll be able to beat the Dolphins real easily. So I'm picking the Raiders. Next matchup, pits the Bengals versus the Browns. Browns, your defense was pretty good last week, but, Vic. Who knows? Probably still getting some of that rust from injury. Dalton, he was playing really tough defense of the Ravens, and he did pretty good. He's only in his second year. Last year he had to fill Palmer's shoes. He did really good last year for what he was in. Browns, probably got lucky, even though you lost. You got lucky that you even scored 16 points against the Eagles. So, I'm going to pick the Bengals over the Browns. In part 2, I'll cover some more games. And